FTMKickstart. I'm one of the new guys posting, and so I thought that I'd give a little bit of information about me. My name is Jeff. I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Minnesota. I've been on testosterone for 5.5 weeks now, and I'm majoring in math and psychology. As you've probably seen, this week's topic is the pressure to transition or the pressure to have surgery. There is always a pressure, as other people have already said, and I'm probably going to reiterate some of these points, but I think that pressure comes from society's view on the fact that they think everyone is going to be the stereotypical binary man or woman, which sometimes doesn't, that really doesn't work well with me, because, well, one, who's to say that everyone's idea of who's a man and who's a woman is the same, because it's not. But it will pressure people into things that they may not want to do. And this pressure comes from within the community as well. I know that there was the whole trans enough thing, where there are people who identify as trans saying, well, I'm more validated as trans because I'm injecting myself with this for such and such amount of time. And I think that's bullshit. What people don't really understand is that transgender is such an umbrella term that it does incorporate people who identify as genderqueer, gender fluid, transmasculine, like whatever. You get the point. It's not always the F to M kind of thing, or M to F, sorry about that. But like it's not always going to be the same, and I personally have not felt pressured into starting hormones or having surgery because I know that that's what I want. That's what I've wanted and need. And so it was my choice to do that. I didn't feel forced or coerced. But I know that there is that pressure that if you identify as trans, obviously, like, when's your surgery going to come up? Like, what are you taking? Like, the questions that people ask you, it's always going to be, or hopefully it's not always going to be, but it usually is, oh, what kind of surgeries are you having? Like, are you having any? Really invasive questions from other people. And I personally also suffer from top dysphoria, and so I'm going to have top surgery in January, hopefully. But that doesn't mean that I'm more trans than someone else. Like, no, that's not how it works. And if you don't suffer from body dysphoria, or you feel like you don't need to be on these hormones, or if you feel like you don't need the surgeries, good for you. I'm happy for you. Like, that's awesome. Like, if you are comfortable in your body, flaunt it, you know? But yes, there is that pressure to have to quote-unquote pass. What other people have already said is the whole, well, if you were taking testosterone, then I would see you more as a man because your voice would be lower and I'd be able to do this and this and this, and they're really not respecting people's identities with that, because they're associating the lower voice with men and the higher voice with female, and that's not always the case. So that's society's whole thing on that. I know that I've gotten comments from friends and family like, oh, do you really want to wear that? Because then they're going to see you as feminine, and don't you want to pass? Like, oh, that's going to be really uncomfortable, isn't it? But you see, like, no one should be telling you what to do, what to wear, what's going to make you happy except for yourself. And I think a lot of people still need to learn that. And so if you identify as a man, then you're a man. If you identify as a woman, then you're a woman. Or if you identify as anything else, I will respect your identity and ask you what your preferred pronouns are. And that's not really something that a lot of people will do yet. Keyword yet. I really hope that we are able to, as a community and as society, to look towards understanding that there are so many different, I'm going to say flavors of people out there. So how can the community stop this pressure from continuing to happen? One, to become educated. That transgender is not just this one shade of I'm going to inject myself with hormones and I'm going to have top surgery and I'm going to do all of this, everything that I can do. No, it also encompasses so much more. And so the community needs to understand that, because if we're fighting within our own community and not really understanding that, then it's really hard to try and hold the rest of the world accountable for their actions, because if we make that step, we educate ourselves and we start respecting everyone, because we are all human. Everyone deserves to have their identity respected and validated, not just through hormones or whatever, like with them saying, hey, I'm a man, hey, I like these pronouns, like, that should be it. There should be no other, like, questions. And so if society sees, hey, there's more than just this binary, maybe we should start, like, learning more about that. Like, we need to educate ourselves in order to educate others. I'm not saying that everyone has to advocate for whatever, because there are some people who would wish to just, I'm not going to say live stealth, but you know what I mean, to just live their life. And that's okay. That's okay. I will respect your opinion, or not opinion, but your way of living your life, because that's what's going to make you happy. And so if society sees that we've got our shit together, maybe they will get their own in time. So that's my spin on that topic, and I'll see you guys next week. See ya.